some crazy things happened already on board 1. I didn't think anything was going to happen in the first 15 minutes, but I'm really surprised. So we actually already have a draw on board 1, and today was going to be the biggest, I would say, the most important day of the championship, since it's a double round, and this is when you're going to be playing. Well, this is where the people who are on maximum points are going to play against each other. So in round 4, let me just get up the chess results page as well. They've only been playing for 15 minutes, and already we've got a draw on round 4, which is crazy. So here are the pairings. For today's round. Only Tarhan is on 3 out of 3. And he was playing IM versus IM. He was playing against Ere, and they drew in just 15 minutes, maybe even less. Let's have a look at what happened. Okay, I mean, it is a prearranged draw, I guess. Okay, knight here. I guess the knight was attacked. Oh, and e6. Okay. Keeping it spicy. What is going on in this position? Okay, and this is just a perpetual. Okay. So, home prep, perpetual. That's a nice line to play if you're deciding to get a draw. So, I'm, well, I guess I'm not surprised they're both from Turkey, but I am surprised because Tarhan is half a point ahead, so now he is in the lead with 3.5. But this was gonna be the toughest game for them. They're both the strongest players in the tournament, and now they got it out of the way. So it's really maybe it's nice that this happened, because now they really need to prove themselves in the next games, and they don't have to beat each other in the last round or something like that. Very quiet in the chat. No one is here yet. Let me get up the Irish Chess Union page as well. Good morning, Ross. Good to see you. Well, they can rest. Actually, I guess it is a good idea for them, because they have another round today, and they can rest and be well rested for the next round. So, for the evening round. For the afternoon round. Evening, afternoon. Guess it's in between both. Let's have a look at Ben's game. So Ben is playing against Mirak, who got into time pressure yesterday. Hey, K Judgmental, thanks for the follow. Just stumbled in, what's the setup of the turn? So, we are commentating the European Schools Chess Championships 2024. And It is being held in Limerick, which is my hometown, this year, and I'm doing official commentary. So today is round 4. It's a double round today. There are 9 rounds in total. So we're today is the halfway point. We're halfway in the tournament. Wait, the bottom boards are already finished? What? Not bottom boards, but I see that there are some kids that are not playing there at the bottom. So what? How have I missed so much? I was only 15 minutes late. Wait a second. Let's go into girls sevens. What happened here? Oh my goodness, we've got a knight checkmate! We've got a knight checkmate in 9 moves! We've got a 9-move checkmate on the board in girls under 7 category. Let's have a look. So we've got a Petrov. Oh, the knight took back. Usually you want to play d6 first and then take back, because you're going to get in trouble a little bit here. Oh, what? Okay, king d8. Interesting. I'm not 100% sure what the idea is here, but d6 just, I guess, wins the piece back, although I think you end up losing a pawn. Queen can take or the pawn can take, which I think is even better. And white is okay here. I mean, white is doing very well here. So king moves. Okay, knight out, g6, wanting to develop the bishop. Queen is attacked. And we've got, oh my goodness, that, okay. Well, here's what not to do in your games. This is an example of what not to do. Not a fun checkmate. Okay, so moving on. There was also another game finished here, but I'm not 100% sure what happened in this one because it doesn't look as decisive. So c3 attacking the queen. Okay, h6, and now we're also attacking the queen, and the queen moved back, but black resigned. I'm not sure what happened here. Maybe the game is still going and the results aren't recorded properly. What is going on this morning? Okay, so the under 7 boys is not boys. I need to catch myself. Under 7 open is not transmitted through the live boards. Maybe there are some issues with the live boards. So let's have a look at the girls under 9s. Okay, everyone is still playing in the girls under 9s. That's good to see. No upsets yet. Girls under 11s, everyone is still playing. Okay, so seems like some of the games are still... Okay, under 13s are not being broadcasted. Or under 15s. Okay, a lot of issues with the live boards. Let me... Oh, okay, let's have a look at this game. This is a little bit... strange. Let's see. So we've got another Joko piano. Still, we've got to have a counter of how many Joko pianos have been played because it's the most popular opening so far. Oh, and b4, we have not seen this yet. b4, the bishop went back, and now e5. So usually we have seen e5. Okay, so white is attacking the knight, and black counterattacks with d5, attacking the bishop. So you have a choice here whether to move your bishop, take the knight, or take the pawn. And white decided to take the knight. Well, if you move your bishop, then I guess you can pin this pawn, or you can move the knight and threaten c3. So you take the knight, black took the bishop, and now queen e2 check, bishop e6 blocking the check, and now white played b5 attacking this knight. Okay, I'm surprised white didn't take on g7, but I guess if this, then the rook has to move out of the way. And maybe we can... What happens if we defend this pawn? I guess black has an easy idea here of just castling queenside, and white's king is much more vulnerable. So b5, and black played knight a5. Okay, and this is the position that we have right now. Okay. Okay, a few more moves were made. So white took pawn g7, and now rook g8. And okay, white took the pawn on d4. So I'm not sure if this has been played before. Okay, this has been played before, so I think they're familiar with the theory here. So this is board 1 of the under 17 girls. Well, actually there are no board orders because all the games have already been, well, all the pairings have already been done. Maria is 1837 and she's playing against Engel, who is 1576. So white is on half out of 3 and Maria is on 2 out of 3. Who is leading the tournament in the girls under 17s? Rank after round 3. Okay, so Turkey, Efsa from Turkey is on 3 out of 3, and so is Maria from Poland. Are they playing against each other? Let me see. No, they're not playing against each other today, but they will be playing against each other. When will they be playing against each other? Okay, they're going to be playing against each other. Oh, wait. Okay, they're playing against each other in round 6. So tomorrow they're going to be playing against each other, and that will be a nice battle to see. Okay, let's have a look at... Oh yeah, under 7s. Let me just... So which ones are not working? Girls under 9s are working. Under 11s are working. Okay, so girls under 13. Girls under 15. And open under 7. Okay. Let's have a look at Maslin's game, who was in the chat yesterday. Okay, so Maslin is playing here. Hey, Fiedler! Well, I was asked to be official commentator, so that is my motivation, and also this tournament is in my hometown, so that's another motivation, and also I know most of these kids, so that's another motivation. Oh, right. Okay, so the open under 7s, girls 13s, and girls 15s aren't playing until afternoon. Okay. Yes? Well for me. Also, it's good to be streaming. Limerick Leprechaun, good morning. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good start to the day. Tosh is living in Galway. No, Tosh is not living in Galway. I'm okay. I'm glad you're okay. I'm good. It's already been a crazy start to the rounds. I'm really surprised about a lot of the games, especially on board 1 of the under-17s Open. Tosh is going to be here not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. So, I'm not going to be alone. You're not going to have to listen to only my voice anymore. Okay, let's go. Let's just see what happened in Maslin's game. Okay, so he's playing the Trumpovsky, which he's used to playing, and he enjoys playing this. F3, though, I'm not 100% sure about F3. I think the main move here is Bishop D3, kicking away the knight. And then you'll just play c3 and get this solid structure that you usually get in the Trumpovsky. But f3 is kind of in the way of your pieces. You're not... Ben Feingold says never play f6 or f3. And there's a reason for that. The knight can just move out of the way. But you're still left with this... blocker of your knight. I guess you are supporting e4 push, but I don't think that that's really... the main plan that you want to have in this opening. Okay, so queen b3 offering a queen trade. The queens are traded and black has developed a knight. Okay, well, once the queens are off, f3 now doesn't seem as bad because the king can't be... Maybe you can even play king f2 and develop your bishop and develop your knight to e2. So this seems like it has been saved a little bit. Am I going to Munich one day after my birthday? Why would I be going to Munich one day after my birthday? I don't think so. Are you going to Munich? To support... Oh, the European Championships. I'm not going to the matches. I would have liked to go to the matches, but I think the tickets are like €600 or something. So I didn't get them in time. Any Trumpovsky move should be made after mentally checking. Would Julian Hodgson approve? I have no idea who that is. Hodgson. But I don't play the Trumpovsky, so it would make sense that I wouldn't know. Remind me, Limerick Leprechaun, what is the Tory attack? Is this with Bishop g5? Well, I guess that's the Trumpovsky anyway. What is the Tory attack again? Finance a ticket with the commentary wages. Well, the problem is that, 1, they're expensive, but 2, I wouldn't want to go alone. I would want to bring a friend with me. Maybe Emma, but also Emma isn't in Germany, so... then I would need to bring a different friend, and I don't think they would finance their ticket, and even then I don't think I'm big enough soccer fan or football fan to spend that much on a match. Oh, what is going on here? Black's king looks incredibly vulnerable. So we've got a Sicilian. Oh, we've got a hyper accelerated dragon. Oh. Okay, that's a nice fact. Thank you, K Judgmental, for that fact. So, if I ever tell Maslin that the Trumpovsky isn't great, he can come back to me with that fact and make me and silence me. So bishop g7. I mean, okay, c4. Is c4 the main move here? I guess usually it's knight c3 and then just continue the attack. But c4, I think, is more common against e6. Okay. Since usually white castles queenside, I don't think you want to open up the c-file like that. But maybe white is going to castle kingside, f3, and maybe white isn't going to castle at all. Let's see. Okay, white is going for the attack. Actually, maybe it does make sense to not castle at all because then black doesn't have anywhere to attack. Well, I don't think Andrea and Alexandra are coming to Munich to watch a football match. Also, they're in the US now, so they're not going to be interested in the European Championships. That is the collie, though. Limerick Leprechaun. D3, E3. That E3 and C3. That is more like the collie. So okay, knight D7. I am not 100% sure about knight D7 because this knight was an important defender of the king's side even, and here. Now the king is even more vulnerable than ever. You definitely don't want to trade these, especially not this bishop. Usually white works hard to trade this bishop and you don't want to do that, so you definitely do not want to jump to do it. But maybe h6 is possible here, so that this is a common defense maybe strategy when you're being attacked on any side with H and G, B and A. You can have this pawn structure so that when one of them pushes, you can just sidestep with the other one. I guess here you can't sidestep with this one, but you can bring your knight to H5, and this is a little bit different because now when the bishop takes, you can also take back with the knight, but even if you take back with the king, the knight here can't be kicked away. It can be traded by the bishop, but I guess there is this though. And maybe you can hide behind your pawn. So actually, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, here maybe it's not as clear, but okay. Let's just say the knight isn't there. Often you can sidestep. So here or here. Hello, Adam. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Good morning. Fiedler, I don't know. I think they're gonna go far, but I don't think their team is as good as it used to be. I need to have a look at the teams, and then I can make a better prediction. Okay, let's see some of the other games. Still surprised about... Oh, wait a second. We already have a game finished in the under-17s. What happened? So many games have finished early this morning. I think the kids are not used to playing chess so early. Oh, bishop g5 and then bishop back to d3. Yes, that's... Yeah, you're right, Litmer Leprechaun. But not bishop d3 immediately, because that would be the collie. Yeah, the kids want to be kind. Is it kind to lose quickly? I don't know if it's kind. Well, The other games are still gonna last long anyway. Okay, we've got a Scandinavian. With Queen A5, I think we already have seen Oliver playing a Scandinavian earlier in the tournament. So, okay, white is playing well. And now, okay, usually here you want to bring the bishop to b4. And put pressure on this knight. Maybe you can even end up trading it and bringing this knight into e4. Let's say bishop here. Okay, now you don't want to trade it because you're not getting anything for it, but you can now castle queenside. The bishop on d6 isn't as useful because you're not going to end up trading this bishop. Well, it's not good to trade the bishop for the knight. Also here f4 is a bit nicer looking. Bishop on f4, you're actually pinning your knight now because the bishop on f4 is undefended, but also you don't want to tie down your piece to another piece. But f4 just looks very, maybe it's my Kale heart speaking, but it's a nicer protector of this knight on e5. So bishop f4, and now, whoa, okay. Oliver decided to allow his opponent to get a fork. Not a very wise decision. So he ended up just losing a piece, and yeah, it's just okay. He oh right, queen e6 is coming. If you take this pawn, queen e6, and it's gonna be a disaster here. It's gonna be mate soon. Wow. Okay, well, the good thing about losing quickly and a morning round and a double round is that you can rest for the next round while everyone keeps battling it out. So, moving on. Hello, Lamp Brookles! Gang gang! Good to see you. How are you feeling not having to play chess today? Okay, let's have a look at this game here. Let's begin from the start. Okay, so we've got a Queen's Gambit. Neither declined or accepted because white decided to just take on d5 very early. Wait, so I guess... Oh, well, I guess this makes sense because usually black defends with the pawn, and now we can force them to take. And this looks very much like a Scandinavian now. Now you have to work again. Well, playing a chess game is also work, and it's also unpaid work. At least now you get paid for the work that you're gonna do, so... not so bad. Okay, so knight out attacking the queen. Yeah, now we're just in a position that looks very much like the Scandinavian. Well, okay, I guess the pawn isn't on c. The pawn is... Okay, just ignore me, because it's not that similar. But if this pawn was on c2, then this would be a Scandinavian. So, if you can imagine this position, it's Scandinavian, but with pawn on e2, it's not. So maybe it's even a better version because the e-pawn is better than the c-pawn, but don't quote me on that. So very similar opening, very similar position to what we just saw. Yeah, we're playing bookhouse. That would be possible. Okay, white has a nice move here. Maybe white could play h4 and create some problems on these kingside pawns. After this, you can Just bring your knight into the center. If the knight takes, you can take back with the bishop. You have a really nice diagonal here. This pawn is also hanging, so actually this is a double attack. And if you have to force rook g8, then it's definitely a good option, because now black cannot castle anymore. And you don't really want to castle on the queen side either because of the c file. So, okay, they decided to trade. Bish, again, some of the kids here are allergic to their bishop pair. I don't think you want to jump to take this knight on e5, on d5. As much as annoying as it is, maybe you can just develop your queen if you really want. I just really like h4. So let's see. f6. Oh no! Opening up the line of attack on the king, and white has played queen h5, and now the king is in trouble. So here we have a nice tactic. Can anybody spot the tactic? What forcing moves can white do? Queen f3? Well, if queen f3, then you might lose your bishop. Oh, you're thinking about knight takes here? It's not so clear. You might have a chance to defend. I think you've given. Oh, maybe you can't. Maybe king here isn't gonna be in trouble, so maybe just king here then. So what are you thinking? We have an easier move. What other forcing moves have you got? Who can spot it? Seven peaceful. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Yes, well done. Bishop c7. You've got 7 in your name, so you've got to see all the moves with 7s in them. So bishop takes c7, and after the queen takes, you've got knight, check, and queen. So bishop takes c7 is a really nice move, because you also remove another defender of the king. If the king ever did want to hide behind the queen side pawns, he can't anymore. It's also directly attacking the queen. So if the queen moved away from the d file, you can take the d pawn. If the queen moves here, well, still the bishop isn't actually attacked since you have this tactic. So maybe you can even play rook c1. You can also castle. White has a beautiful position here. But white missed that, so they played bishop g3. They didn't see bishop c7. Black saw it and defended the pawn. So they're not going to allow that to be taken. And f4 was played, attempting to open up the king a little bit more. And now I'm not so sure if white is completely winning anymore. I think some of the advantage was not used. Here, if you really want to open up the king, you should try with e4. If the pawn takes, then okay, now the king is completely open. The king cannot castle, and you can just castle very quickly and bring your rook on the e file. If you wait too long, okay, I guess white can castle here. Again, you should probably try and play e4 here if you really want to open up the king. f4 isn't really opening up the king, and you allow black to develop another piece, and yeah, you don't have as much ammunition. Or you allow black to bring in his defenders. But e4 here is a bit more aggressive. If the pawn takes, you can already just play rook e1, or you can start with rook e1 if you don't want to sacrifice the pawn, but you will get it back because it cannot be defended anymore. Let's see if queen here, you can actually play this really cute queen f3 move. And then you'll end up taking it and you're opening up the e-file. So, okay, white had a small window of opportunity there and he didn't take it. Okay, e4 is still good in here as well. So he can still get e4. Now, I'm hoping to see e4. If e4 doesn't happen for the fourth time or third time that it is possible, I don't know if we'll ever see it. Okay, let's move on to one of the other games. Okay, Adam Bino versus Fabian on the bottom board of the under-17s. Oh, okay, we got Germany versus Germany. So they're both on 0 out of 3. They really need a point. Even half a point would be good. So, whoa, Queen d5. Queen d5 attacking the knight. So, probably we can just take this pawn. I don't see why black didn't just take this pawn because there are no checks or anything like that. So queen takes d4 is definitely possible. Knight took here and now the pawn is defended. Okay, c5. I don't know why it gets a question mark, but I think it's a decent move. I guess you want to castle a little bit earlier, but I still think it's fine. Okay. I think you do need to castle earlier because white gets to castle now immediately and rook e1 is coming and you're a little bit behind in development. Yeah, rook e1. Okay, black castled queenside and now c5 is showing why maybe it's not so great. Queen d5. It's a unusual move. It's like the queen wants to take the pawn, but it just stopped. It was too scared to touch off his opponent's pawn. So what's a nice move for white here? What would you play with white? How can you start an attack? Yes! Limerick Leprechaun! Excellent! Instead of question mark, you can put an exclamation mark on it. c4 is a great move. c4 is excellent. You're already starting the attack and you get an extra tempo as well. The queen has to move. Unfortunately, it cannot take on d4 this time. So wherever the queen goes, let's say the queen goes here, now we can actually continue with d5 and then we can get b4 in. So here, let's say the knight moves out of the way. I think I would push b4, not even thinking about sacrificing a pawn, maybe even a3 Benko style, and just open up all of my pieces, open up the files, and this is just a crushing attack. So c4 is an excellent move. I really hope white plays it. It just gives you a head start in the attack. Anything else? I mean, black is threatening to take this pawn right now. Well, I'm not 100% sure. So let's say if you just develop your bishop, I think black can just take this pawn. And even though it's looking like it's opening up the king, the c pawn isn't going to be able to open the file up anymore. And now we can trade some pieces. And you don't really want to trade pieces with... Well, actually, yeah, now you need to trade some pieces, and you don't want to trade pieces with white if you're going to be attacking the king. So c4 is an excellent move. Thank you, the Archbishop, for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Okay, let's keep an eye out on this game. I'm going to bring up another game. Okay, so there's two things we're hoping on. Two kingside attacks. We're hoping on, well, this is center attack, but attacking the king is what I mean. We're hoping on e4, and we're hoping on c4 in the other game. I really hope that we see one of them, but I hope that we see both of them. So let's go for 2 out of 2. Wait, I don't think e4 was played, unfortunately. So, knight a4. Knight a4, okay. It gets a question mark. I thought it would be a question mark, and it does get a question mark. Maybe I wouldn't be as harsh to give it a question mark, but it's definitely not one of the first moves that I would encourage white to play, because you're not really threatening anything. c5 is a nice square, but that's all it is. It's just nice. And you want to play good moves. Also, it can always be kicked away. Now, okay, e4 was just so beautiful. You really needed to play e4. This was kind of one of the last chances you have. Neki, thanks for the follow. So, e4 here is just screaming. The board is screaming for e4 to be played, because you have all of the necessary conditions. You've got a weak king, you've got all of your pieces developed, you can use the open file, you have stunning attack, and it just needs to be played. I can't explain it. If you don't, and if you spend a move and you don't take advantage of the moment, now the king can go off of the e-file, and e4 is just not as strong. Actually, now black can just take it with the bishop. And the difference is that, oh, sorry. I mean, the main thing is that your knight is also not protecting e4 anymore. So knight e4 is even worse than I thought. I even forgot about this. So the knight isn't protecting e4 anymore. You've lost the opportunity, and now black is safe. So Luca, you've got to open up the king next time you get the chance. Okay, but not all is lost. Maybe there are some more opportunities. Black's king is a little bit vulnerable, but okay. We should definitely see king f7 just hiding behind these pawns, and now it looks like black has castled and played king f7 and rook h8, and actually has gotten all of that in less moves than it could have gone if it did castle. Okay, black has played b6, so okay, black is afraid of knight c5, even though there is no threat there, and now we've got an extra weakness, so what should white play? We've got a weakness on c6. White can just play rook c1, attack the pawn, get a rook into the game, and now these pawns are actually looking very vulnerable, so maybe we'll change our focus to the queen side. Okay, queen g4 was played. Not 100% sure what the threat is. Maybe he wanted to solely control the file with the rook. Oh, okay, maybe he wants to play h4. Which I actually don't know if I like or not. H4, okay, the pawn cannot take because the bishop is The pawn is pinned, the bishop is undefended. So rook h6 and queen h8 looks like a feasible plan. Or maybe, oh, I guess we can't go queen here because of knight. We can take the queen and then take on b6. Your queen is now tied down to the b6 pawn. That's another reason why b6 isn't so good. Oh, wait a second. We've got it. Oh, did we already see this? No, we didn't. Wait, this finished. We just saw this game. Oh yeah, we've got to checkmate on the board. Okay, we just saw this game a few seconds ago, but now it's updated and we have actually got a checkmate on the board with queen b8. So well done to Simon. c4 was not played. Oh no! You guys are breaking my heart. c4 again was being screamed at the position, but if now white took this pawn, and the problem is black can just trade and just take back the pawn. And now black is completely fine. There are no problems, there's no weakness in the king anymore. So black is able to save himself. It was an important moment here again to play c4. Okay, let's have a look at girls under 17. None of the games are finished, but there are some strong attacks going on. Let's have a look at Lara's game. Lara also plays for the Irish Olympiad team, so she's going to be my teammate in September. Tosh is as well. So the whole crowd is going to be together. Alice too. But I don't think you guys have seen Alice before. Okay, so d4, d5, and we've got, looks like a Slav from black. Okay, just got a solid opening, and now knight d2. I assume this is the main move, because she played it quite quickly. But you're stopping the pin and I guess you might be threatening knight to bring the knight to b3 as well later. Okay, so I guess this is our bad bishop and we're happy to trade it. Oh, and we want to take with the knight on c4. Okay, that's the main idea. Okay, we kick the bishop. And now bishop d6. I'm surprised to see this because this is black's good bishop. And I wouldn't have thought that black wants to trade it off. I was thinking that bishop e7 might be a little bit better. If you are going to trade it for a knight, maybe you can just take here, but I guess bishop d6 doesn't make that much of a difference. And now Lara played e4. Okay, so she's threatening a fork. She's threatening e5. And now maybe black has to play the bishop again. So maybe we'll see bishop back to e7. I'm not sure. Maybe back to c7. I'm really liking Lara's position here. Her knights are beautifully placed. She's 2 moves away from castling. Maybe she'll castle queenside. That's also a possibility. Okay, what has happened here? So we left off after f takes g7. So rook g8 was played. White took the pawn on d4. Black took back, and now black took the pawn on g7. So it's white to move now. It seems like black has the better development. Since they're only 2 moves away from castling. And white can also castle, but this knight and bishop are still in the back. Yeah, so Lara can take the bishop, but then she would still have to play e4 after that. So here she can take the bishop and then play e4. Well, actually she can't play e4 now because the d pawn is hanging. But e4 is threatening either e5 immediately or take and then e5. But e5 immediately is a little bit better. Okay, so her opponent played bishop c7 and now there is no more fork. But this bishop has made a lot of moves, so maybe that's another reason why bishop e7 was better in one go. But okay, then you wouldn't get this diagonal. But now white has e5 and you don't have a diagonal anymore with the bishop. So white to move. We don't even need to rush with e5. I don't think black can stop us anyway. We can maybe play rook d1, bishop e2. Oh, sorry. Well, rook d1 needs to defend the pawn anyway, so black is turning to take this pawn on d4, so we can either counterattack or defend it immediately. If there are any games that, if the parents are watching, that you guys want to look at, please let me know. Okay, girls under 7s. We've already got... Wait, we've got a draw here. We've got a draw! I wonder how that worked out. Who offered the draw and why? Okay, bishop back to c1. Getting ready for the next game. Wait. Okay, this is just a free piece. So bishop takes g4 as a free piece. And, okay, it was taken now. Oh, wait a second. So h3, I guess it technically defends the pawn, but it still allows the queen to come in. And f5, beautiful play by black here. Even if they lost a piece, white's king is very vulnerable. And now knight f6 and black offered a draw? Black is a piece down, but actually black is better here. How would you guys continue? Knight f6 is good, We can also play e5 and trap this bishop. If the bishop goes back to e2, queen h1 is checkmate. That would have been a nice try for black. Okay, and here we have checkmate with king and rook. Maria Joana is on 3 out of 4 now once she wins this game. Will she rely on the rook to checkmate, or will she promote to another queen? Okay, now we've got to do our waiting move. Or we could play g2 as our waiting move. And then we can chase the king. And Maria has finished with 1 hour and 35 points. There's a great song that we can put on if Maria Joana ends up winning the competition. It's a Romanian song and she's from Romania, so it is fitting, but the lyrics are Maria Joana, you are the champion in Romanian, and I think we're gonna put that on if... Okay, so she did her waiting move and now it's just mate in 2. She has this under control. The ghosts have frozen, sorry. Let me refresh. Okay, the ghosts are unfrozen now. King c7 was played. So the girls under 7s. Well, okay, this one says that the game is over, but I think they might be still playing. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with this queen on g5 though. I don't... Oh, sorry, it's pinned. So the king moved out of the way to threaten the queen. Okay. So white is just a rook up. We somehow managed to get this rook on a8. How did we get into this position? Okay, so we started off with the Sicilian. With bishop on c5. Okay. b4! Nice pawn sacrifice here. I wonder, is this theory? I have not seen this before. But it seems like white is playing fast, and it's not often you see a quick pawn sacrifice like that. And h6! Okay, h6 prophylactic move. But now we have this really nice knight to c4, and the knights are working really nicely together. Actually, we have knight takes e6, which is a little bit stronger. We win a pawn as well, and now we can also take here and attack this bishop at the same time. So knight takes e6 also works. Bishop takes. Now we've got this check. Why is that a mistake? Okay, maybe we want to bring this knight into d6. Okay, queen f3. Oh, and wait a second. Wait, it's just checkmate. Oh, sorry, it's check. Sorry. Okay, so black took on f2. Okay, actually, no. I don't think bishop f2 is so bad because you're gonna end up losing that piece anyway. Queen c5, white is playing really nicely here. Some good attacking moves by Mirai. Knight c7! Oh my goodness, these knights are so beautiful. Okay, so you're just threatening the rook and the rook is trapped. Maybe queen h5 would have been a little bit nicer to threaten checkmate here. Okay, so we just get a rook. And now black is going for the attack as well. Queen to g5. Nice. Nice sneaky move. It's not threatening anything, but it looks cool. Queen back to b5. Okay, so we wanted to show off with the pin, and now we're going back to g5. Okay, so black played rook to g6. Okay, I mean, white is a rook up. I think white has this under control. I don't think black has any potential for sacrifices unless the queen somehow gets in. Okay, if the queen... Oh, well, the rook is there, so the rook is in the way. The queen cannot get in. But if the queen did manage to get on this diagonal, then it could be a win for black. Although I don't think that will happen anytime soon. So... Okay, it seems like the boards have restarted, and I'm not sure why. Okay, so update on Lara's game. Lara has just played h4. She's going for the attack. So she did play e5, and after the knight went... She also brought her knight in the center. These knights are looking very annoying here. Black has to castle, otherwise the knight is just going to come in and check. And now h4. Ambitious move. Well, if black allows it, we'll get to h6, checkmate, and get ready for the next game. Okay, the ghosts have frozen again. Not sure why. Let me just refresh. It's a much more empty hall than yesterday. Maybe we should call the Ghostbusters, yeah. Okay, black's time management is also not ideal. She's almost 20 minutes behind, and you want to keep it to at least 15 if you can, not more than that, because also it's still early in the game, so it can the difference can get much higher. Okay, so it looks like we've traded queens on a lot of the lower boards. In the okay, let's have a look at this game. We've got a Caracan, for those of you that play it. Tile variation. And queens have traded off early on. Okay. I guess black is happy to trade queens. And now these pawns look like they're a little bit annoying. Okay, we have a very even game. I predict that this will be a draw. But anything can happen, although I don't see how either color can push for a win. I'm surprised black went for a queen trade since they're 300 points higher rated. I want to do a prediction. So let's find something that is worth predicting. This is a really nice game to watch. We also have a Caracan, and this time... Sorry. No, we don't have Caracan. Why did I think this was Caracan? I guess we got into the Caracan somehow, because if we go like this, we have the same structure. So this is how we got into a Caracan. It's Caracan by transposition. Diana, every endgame is a drummer. That's not true. I don't think that. But I do think that looks very even. It looks like everything is just closed. White has these double pawns, but also the open files, and okay, maybe you can get your knights in here. Okay, anything can happen. Maybe you can threaten around here and attack b6, but black can also just maybe try and push them. So rook h5 was played in the game that we were looking at earlier, and e4 is on the board. Finally, Luca Devine has played e4. I'm really happy to see this on the board. It's fourth chance he had. It's the fourth chance he had to get this in. And he finally played it, which is great. I'm happy to see that. Anyway, moving back to this Caracan transposition. What is going on here? Okay, knight defends the rook. And we've got another queen trade. Okay, so bishop c1 allows for two pieces 2 knights for a rook. Well, I think we probably should have avoided that. Maybe we can give this check first. Well, the rook isn't threatening anything, so we can actually just take a pawn. So instead of losing a pawn, we can get a pawn. Which is quite funny. Okay, white got the pawn back. Okay, maybe it's better to play rook b1 just to be a bit more active, and then if we can double up, that would be great for white. Rook c1 is a bit passive, but I guess he was worried about knight h4. So let's say we play here, and then they play knight here. Okay, there are some back rank problems. Let's say we play here, and if the knight takes, we can maybe get this in. Okay, rook f8, I guess. And then we can go down with the pawn. It's not so clear, but I guess he was being safe, which makes sense. Okay, h6, now there are no more mating threats, and maybe you can push this pawn. a4. It's the only passed pawn you have, so you've got to push it. Especially since the knights are on the other side of the board. a4 has been played. Well done. And even though black has 2 pieces, 2 knights, I don't know if I prefer black in this position. I've really got to get these knights back in to the defense of the pawn. I would love to have a knight on c4 though. Maybe you can try it like that. Yes, I am intubing it. Yeah, they would be Fiedler. Okay, knight d7 was played, so you need to get the knight into the defense of that pawn. But now rook a7 comes with tempo. So I think that might be played. And then you can push the pawn as well, even more. Let's have a look at the top board of the under 11s. Let's look from the start. Oh, look at what we have here! We have got a King's Indian attack. attack against the French. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Okay, I don't think that's a blunder. I don't know why. It's marked as a... Okay, I really don't like playing against this variation with black, so good choice by black. If you trade that pawn and you play e5, it just takes away the fun. It takes the fun out of it. Knight c4. Okay, maybe you want a4 first, but I guess knight c... Wait, so why can't black just play b5? Guess the knight will just go back to e3. But maybe you want to play a4 first before you play knight c4 if you want to keep that knight there. Okay, we're offering a bishop trade and black counterattacked with b5. Okay, knight goes back to e3. Oh, you can just take it back. Oh, and white has sacrificed an exchange. Can anyone spot a good move here? White has a nice, really nice move. What is the move? Oh, rook d5 is what was played. Rook d5 is what was played, but you can play knight g5 first. The problem with this is now that there's e4 and black has found it, and you don't get the mate that you want, and the queen is attacking. Yeah, so you can play knight g5 now. And if e4, you can just take the pawn. So knight g5. That I guess white missed e4. So that's unfortunate. How long did white spend on this move? Jims, thank you so much for gifting us up to the community. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Not that clear. Wait, say that again. Let me see. James, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs to the community. I really appreciate it. I type 5, I guess that too. Thank you so much. We've got a hype train. Woo! For the first time since the commentary. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So wait, what was Fiedler saying? Rook d5, queen d5, which is what was played, knight g5, e4. Oh wait, sorry, you're talking about the other variation. So if knight g5, h takes, rook takes. Oh, queen b6. Oh, it's not that. Well, okay. I don't know if it's not that clear. I think white has a really nice position here. Yeah, it's true it's not that clear, but the king is not... Maybe we can bring the queen in like this, bishop here. We can create some problems. Yeah, it's definitely better for white. Okay, so this is the game right now, and white is just an exchange down. Oh, that's unfortunate. Poor white. Oh, I feel bad for white because the tactic would have worked just the other way around. I think he just missed e4. Knight b4 instead of trap knight. Yeah. Okay, let me have a look at some of the other games. I mean, okay, white is threatening knight f6, but black just needs to move the queen out of the way. So maybe just queen out of the way. It's still playable, but it's much harder now for white. Any other? I am curious about this game. Wait, do we already have it up here? Okay, so white is stopping. Sorry, not stopping, but not defending this pawn anymore, so black can just take it. Do you take with the knight or the bishop? I guess you've got to be careful about this. So maybe you need to keep this knight defending d6. Okay, and you can't play b6 because knight takes c6. And if you take with the bishop, oh, sorry, you also have this move. So maybe that's possible. Okay, so I guess you can take with the bishop. Bishop takes d5, d4 works. Thank you for the hype train, Jims. I really appreciate it. Okay, so rook a6 is a mistake, but I don't know why. Why is this so bad? Okay, maybe you can attack the knight, but... I mean... Maybe you want to keep the rook on the 8th because... Okay, so you want to play probably this check. You need to defend the pawn. Now white's rooks are a little bit more active. And actually you can threaten rook b6 now. If you get rid of a pair of rooks, it's very difficult. Okay, I mean that's not so straightforward, but rook a6 does allow for some... Oh, rook b7 was played. Okay, rook b7 was played. The knight needs to move. And then... Yeah, then it's looking nice for white. Hello, Halvard. Good to see you. Okay, now white is... Yeah, I do think this is now easier for white to play. Okay, let's keep an eye on that game. Wait, let's see what happened here. Remember, e4 was finally played. Black took, white took back. Oh, bishop e5. Okay, this is similar to the queen g5 move by one of the girls earlier. I'm not 100% sure about it because are you even threatening anything? The king can just move out of the way, and that's what black did. The king can move and now the bishop is attacked, so you actually just lost a move. What could you do instead? Maybe... What do you guys think? What do you think white should play? I really want to push d5. Wait, let's just see, is... Okay, maybe you can try and push d5 here. But I guess the queen can take. Oh, but then you take here, so you can't do that. So if the pawn takes, now you get this really nice rook c7. The bishop is really nicely placed here. Okay, you could try that, but that's a little bit difficult. Hello, king win rook. So queen takes, king back to f8, and now... Yeah, bishop e4 is a little bit slow, so... Okay, I really want to play d5, so maybe we can actually prepare that with rook d1.
Where's this mystical dough that we're talking about?
It's... okay, 1 second. Just give me... I'll just go for a few seconds.
Don't need to stop.
Okay, I'll just leave this game. So... Okay, give me 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so white is just threatening checkmate here. Okay, we've got another game that oh, never mind, I thought it was 2 pieces for wait, what opening was this? Okay, so we've got a Roy Lopez. Okay, so far I think this is main line. And now we've got some trades. Okay, so black is threatening checkmate. Here maybe rook e3 is a little bit better, just so we can still control an extra. I guess it's in the way of the bishop though, so maybe not. But I wanted a rook to be a little bit more active. Okay, you have to play g3, and now we can trade some pieces, which white wants to do. We need to get this knight developed, and that's what white played. Okay, so this is the game right now. The pawn structure is looking... Oh, sorry, white is just a pawn up. White is just a pawn up, so this is definitely better for white. And black's pawn structure on the queen side looks a little bit vulnerable. White's looks vulnerable on the king side, but it's not going to be easy to attack these pawns anyway. But the knight can come in and attack these pawns. And white also is the one who has the open file control. Let's have a look at some of the other games. Oh, look at this cute checkmate. White checkmated with the rook and knight in the middle of the board. Nice checkmate from white. But I guess black just had no material, so. That's a really nice checkmate. Well done to Eshkol. You done? Okay. Okay, so this is the game that we were looking at with the 2 knights versus rook. And rook b7 was played, and after the knight goes to f6, rook a1 was played. So rook b6 is being threatened here. And this is another moment that came up in yesterday's came up in yesterday's games too. So we can actually gain an extra move. Well, I guess it is gaining an extra move, but we get to keep the king a little bit further from the pawn. So if we play rook b8 first instead of rook a1, then the king has to move, and now we can play rook a1, and now the king is further away. Because the king can be used against this pawn as a defender. And this is similar to Darun's game yesterday. I don't know if you guys remembered, but the queen, before taking a pawn back on e3, just gave another check on e7 against the king on h7. Let me show you yesterday's game. It was under 15s, and it was a similar moment like this. So here, even though it's not so important, the idea is important because sometimes it could make a big difference. So here, white could just immediately take on e3, but he gave this check first, which is just a really nice touch. The king moves back, and now you take the pawn. And now the king is just one move further away from being active. Even though here it doesn't make so much of a difference because white is just completely winning and doesn't create a big advantage. But in the game here, under 13s, is it? Where is it under 11s? Or maybe it's under 17s. Oh, here it is, under 11s. So in the game here, this check does make a difference because king moves to h7, rook a8, and now the king is really far away. So after rook a1, king f8 should have been moved because now rook b8 isn't as strong. And if the king can come into the defense, then this pawn is going to be able to be stopped. So this was an important moment for both players. Instead, black brought his knight in, which again you have a chance to go here, allow the king to go further away. Rook b6, rook has to move to a8, you can't really trade that. a6, and now I really think you need to bring this king in. If a7, okay, now you can play, I guess you can do it both ways, so you can play knight d7 here and then the king. Well, now the difference is that rook b7 attacks the knight, so you won't be able to defend it with the king. So actually this does make a difference. King f8, and now after a7, rook here, knight here. And if check on the knight, if the rook attacks the knight, then you can just defend it. You can't really, you shouldn't really play here because now you're going to be in trouble with this check. Yes, we will both have our cameras. We haven't figured it out yet how to do it, but she'll be here in 2 days. Okay, so knight d7 was played, and now it's black to move, and this is a little bit complicated. So you need to move the knight somewhere. Let's say you go here. a7 looks scary, but I guess you can actually play knight c6 and you're just about holding on. But this pawn is defended. Maybe... Oh, it's looking very scary for black. Yeah, both of us are gonna be in different places. It would be good if we were together in the same place. It would be nicer. Okay, so what has happened in this game? So after this, the black didn't want to trade queens, and white wants to trade pieces. B3! Okay, wanting to develop the bishop, I guess. Nice move from black. We've got some attacks going on this diagonal. Okay, so the bishop is pinned. It feels like a lot of... I mean, the bishop is pinned, but you can just remove the pin. Now it looks like white's king is a little bit more vulnerable. Also... white's development is lacking. So this was just played. Rook from h to e8 was just played. Yeah, you don't even need to move your king. This pin doesn't really create any problems. Are you threatening some back rank ideas? If b4, maybe you've got this check. Oh, right, you got this check. Wait. Oh yeah, that's what you're threatening. Rook e8 is threatening check on e2. Nice move. Oh, there's one of the ghosts running around. Excited. So this is very tough. Maybe you have to move your rook out of the way, but... Oh, this pawn is also hanging. And I can just take... Oh, tough position for white. White had such a nice attack if they would have played c4, but they didn't play it, and now black took the opportunity. Okay, I'm going to keep that on the lookout. Okay, here rook takes f5 could have been played, but I guess he didn't want to trade queens. Oh, nice move. If the bishop takes, then okay, now you can bring in, there's no more queen takes d4. Okay. Well, I guess now you are threatening to take the pawn, so maybe you have to push it and you don't lose it like this. But black's king is in a lot of trouble. Okay, we have an interesting endgame here. White has 3 protected passed pawns, but black has an extra bishop. So this is gonna be our first prediction of the day. What do we think the result of this is gonna be? Okay, so white win, black win, or do we think it's gonna be a draw? Yeah, the engines on the events page isn't very good. I'm not trusting it. So get gambling your channel charms. Predict. Do you think white is gonna win this game? Do you think black is gonna win this game? Black does have an extra bishop, but white does have these scary looking pawns that can start pushing down the board. Or do you think it's gonna be a draw? Both players are actually on 0 out of 3, so any point for each of them is gonna be good. Black is also down to 21 minutes, so you've got to take that into consideration. White has an hour and 25 minutes, which you can also take into consideration, which could mean he has a lot of time to think, or he's a quick player and doesn't really think, so doesn't really use his time. Okay, we've got 4,170 points on black to win. If anyone puts in 10 charms on white to win or a draw, then I think those are good odds for you. There are a lot of points to be won. Okay, so rook went to d6. Now's your chance to predict. No one is predicting for white to win. Okay, g4, the pawns are rolling down. How are you going to stop them? Black's time is also going. Okay, rook d2, threatening. Well, if the c2 pawn goes, then black's pawn will also roll down. Okay, I think here probably... Yeah, I guess you couldn't really stop that. Okay, so white's pawn is going down, but you can just take, and you do have this bishop. And unfortunately you can't push the c pawn. So I think Waterford Wizard, you're going to get your points. I think black has this under control. you did predict black to win. Wait, what happened here? Did black resign? Why did black resign? I hope not. I hope black didn't resign. You can just play knight b8. And after this you can just play knight here. Oh no! I hope black did not resign. The knight is protecting the b8 square. I hope this is a mistake. Knight b8. You're threatening to take the pawn. If the pawn pushes, you can just move your knight. I really hope not. It's gonna be heartbreaking if they see that after the game. Let's hope that is not the case. But if you don't see it, you don't see it. Okay, so rook f2 was just played. He didn't take the pawn on c2. Wait, so after g5, the bishop went to d4, pawn pushed, and now rook f2 check instead. Okay, now you can take the pawn, so black should take the pawn. White has only used like 5 minutes in the entire game. We're on move 51 and White has just used 5 minutes. Okay, maybe a little bit more because you do have increment, but I wouldn't say more than 10 minutes. Which is really insane. I'm in shock over this resignation. Oh, the bishop took on e5! This is what black should not have done. And now white has a really beautiful position here. The white king is in trouble. So Luca has come back into the game and it's a really great position for white. What is being threatened? I mean, you can also just double up. The king is much too exposed. Okay, we're gonna have this game. Open a new tab in another tab. Let's go to the under 17s. Let's see how Ben is doing. Ben is playing against the Turkish 2000 and he's down to 17 minutes versus 53. Not a great position to be in terms of time management. Tridipta, hello, welcome. Good to see you. We saw the opening. Let's just refresh our memory. So, okay, a lot of pieces were traded. And okay, so Ben really wanted to trade queens. Okay, this fork is allowed, but it's fine because you win the piece back, and now these pawns are not the best pawns in the world. And Ben played knight e8. Okay, knight e8. He wants to not, I guess, to protect on c7. Maybe he was worried about this. And he wants to protect on c7. But I don't know if the knight is the best way to do it. Maybe with the rook it would have been a little bit better, because now after e4... Well, actually now maybe you can attack this pawn. But knight e8... Well, I guess you can still attack the pawn. You can still attack the pawn. But now this bishop has the f4 square, so... Okay, so I'm expecting e4 here. I think white is gonna play e4. Okay, so the pawn was taken, rook g3. I think you can actually just push this pawn. Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know, because g2 is coming. And if you're... Okay, maybe you can put your bishop in front of the pawn. And now you should be fine. And you can't really get these pawns onto h6 or f6, so... Yeah, I think we'll see a bishop g7. It seems like the safest way to stop the pawn. Okay, king f1 was played. This is in the game where rook e8 was threatening knight e2. And now black needs to make a move. Oh, well, wherever this knight moves, it unlocks the bishop and you're threatening checkmate. So, I think you can just take a pawn. And you're threatening mate. Doesn't matter which pawn you take. I think both are good. Okay, knight c2 was played. Knight takes c2 is just played. Great move. He saw the mate threat, and now I don't know what white can do. I think Adam has this one. Okay. Girls under 7s are finished. Girls under 9s are still playing, but this game is looking like black just has a piece up. A piece and a bunch of pawns. So, Anne-Sophie, I think, will win this game. This one is a bit more even in terms of material. So, bishop and knight versus bishop and knight, and 5 pawns versus 5 pawns. But the f pawn is a passed pawn, and that seems to be like a mistake, but I don't see why. I think it's a decent move. Okay, so f5 is going down the board. Now, white played this knight to c5. And there's no way you can defend both pawns. Both threats. You might be able to actually counterattack with bishop to b5. Okay, let's have a look at Lara's game. So, we left off when she played h4. Her opponent played f5. Okay, so here she has a choice whether to castle or play her rook to d1, and she decided to play her rook to d1. Now you can have a nice rook lift here. Okay, we can also bring our knight in. I don't know whose king is more vulnerable. But if the center starts opening up, I think white will also be able to be attacked. Okay, so all the games are gonna start picking up. Under 7 open is finished. Oh, we have a nice endgame here. Equal material, 2 knights. I would like to do a prediction for this as well. Let me just update this game. So bishop g7 was played, and yeah, I think you're right, Waterford Wizard, for predicting white to win, black to win, because these pawns just cannot push any further. I'm gonna ask if they can get an interview with Stepan. Wait, I'm trying to copy his name here. Okay. Interview with Stepan. Under 11 open. Okay. We're still waiting on a few we don't have any interviews yet, but we will have some soon. Okay, so update on this game. Oh, H6 has been played. Oh yes, H6 has been played, but now it doesn't really matter because white can just, black can just promote. Rook E1 and you get a queen. So here King D2 was important. King D2 was a really important move. Oh no. And if this... You need to keep an eye on this C2 pawn. H6, no, white had so much time. White could have definitely found this move. King D2. Oh, ho, ho. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about this because... White did have a chance. Well, I mean, chance to just make things a bit more complicated. Oh, the bishop took on H6. I mean, he missed this check, okay. Okay, they're missing... Again, this works. Or you can just play it anywhere. White just rushed here. And black has found rook e1. Excellent move. Okay, well, I'm going to give you your channel charms because I trust in black to win this. If black doesn't win, then... Okay, Limerick Leprechaun, you get your points back. Okay, there's no update from Ben's game yet. His opponent is taking a long time to think, but e4 I think is a good move. Oh, he didn't take the rook. Okay, he didn't want to take the rook. He wanted to be kind. Oh, okay, so white managed to gain... Good morning, Phil! Happy birthday! It's Phil's birthday today, everyone. Please wish him a happy birthday. I hope you're gonna blow out your 72 candles? Or is it 73? I think it's 72. You can create a bonfire with all those candles. Oh, right, so here I don't think black had any ways of saving this anyway. Maybe he could have tried rook d8 instead. Rook d8 instead to defend, but already this position is not looking very good. Actually, sorry, you lose your queen. So you have to take like this. I mean, this check, it's looking not so nice. So I think white has the... Wait, king h1! What? Why was king... Oh, I guess it's escaping this. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. You don't want to allow this check. King h1. Nice move. Maybe you can actually just take this pawn and defend it that way, and after this check you can just move your king. And there are no more checks for black. 72 candles! Make sure you do blow out candles though. That's the most important thing on your birthday. And make 72 wishes. The older you get, the more wishes you get. Okay, so this is the game earlier that I was saying was very even. Turns out is not so even anymore. So black did find taking with the bishop. Excellent move from Rizvan. And now there's this 96, but you can just trade. Okay, so black is a pawn up. Really nice play from black. White is trying to trap this knight, but you just counterattack the bishop. And now you have this really nice knight on c4. And these two pawns are big weaknesses for white. Okay, I don't think this is actually such a bad move, but I guess your bishop is just really passive here. So instead of bishop e1, well, I guess you actually don't even need to move it. It's not being... Well, okay, actually rook b7 is being attacked, so maybe you have a6 to defend this square. But then rook b6 attacking the pawn, so I don't think that's so clear. Yeah, I don't think bishop e1 is such a huge blunder. I think here you need to take though, because you don't have any option. You cannot defend this rook anymore. If you try and defend it with the knight can just take it. So take, and now black has control of the b file, which is annoying, but you can still hold maybe. Okay. Oh, wait a second. What has happened in this knight and pawn endgame? Okay, I've asked for some interviews from the organizers. Okay, so knight h3. Wait, I'm just trying to understand what happened here. So material is equal, and okay, so actually black loses a pawn here. Maybe you need to play knight here to defend your pawn, and if knight f4 check, king here, Okay, I'm just... So maybe you cannot save this pawn. Okay, once this pawn is gone... It's still very difficult to create anything with this extra pawn, but not... Oh no! Black has given away a pawn! Another pawn! Oh no, okay, this is where black went wrong. So, instead if you just hold on to the pawn... Then... Yeah, if king e6 instead of knight g4, you should be okay. Oh, this is under 9s, okay. But still, c3 is a weakness. So anything can happen. I'm really curious. Yeah, waterfall, it is rated. It is FIDE rated. Good to see you. Also, no one said happy birthday to Phil. Everyone wish Phil happy birthday. He's 72 today. Big age. Big birthday. Thank you, Nam Procles. Okay, I'm gonna do a prediction. Do we think... I'm gonna start a prediction. Knight endgame. White wins? White is 2 pawns up. Black might be able to win if they take the c3 pawn. Or do we think it's going to be a draw? So I'm going to put this up for 2 minutes. Do we think this endgame... It's in the under 9s. So king e6 was just played. Get predicting. Okay, we've got 5,555 points for a draw. I would encourage others to put in some points for white wins because white has extra material. Who are you to refuse words? Okay, so we've got 3,837 points in for white win. First time so far today when we've got 2 people, or not, I don't know if it's 2, but it might be more, but we have 2 different predictions, which is good to see. Yeah, you got paid out. Well, you were the only one who voted, so you just got a refund, I guess. No one wanted to counter you. Even though this is the under 9s, they are spending their time, which is nice to see. Oh, what was you? And 17 was also white. Okay, Ben is running out of time. E4 was not played. So his opponent has thought for 18 minutes, 17 minutes and 59 seconds. So 18 minutes for bishop e1. But he did not play e4. I'm very surprised about that. I'm surprised he did not play e4. It seems like a very necessary move to make here. I guess he didn't want to lock in his bishop. But now Ben is stopping e4. So if you're not going to play it, your opponent's not going to let you play it another time. Okay, we're going to keep an eye out on this knight endgame, since people have got important channel charms. Rookie charms on this. Well, black is threatening to win this pawn on c3. No one has voted for black to win. It could be could go the other way as well. Under 11s. Okay, looks like black has this under control. The knight is protecting everything. So I'm not sure how black can win this, because if there's no mate, then white maybe can start pushing these pawns down the board. But I think the weak king is going to suffer. Okay, our first rookie game of the day. Woo! What do we think about this one? Maybe it will be a king endgame if the rook takes. Okay, so Melania is on 0 out of 3, so she really needs a draw or a win just to get some confidence back. And she's playing against Budmlu or Masal, who is on 1.5 out of 3. But this is looking like a draw, I would say. Oh, yeah. Wait, yeah. This is looking like a draw because now you can just take the pawn. If white trades here, I still think this is a draw as well. But now black can just take the pawn. So. Although this is under 9s. Is it? No. Yeah, this is under 9, so you never know. Not the easiest thing to hold. But do you need to hold it with black? Sorry, with white. White or black? Wait, who needs to hold some? Oh, there's rook a7. Is that what you're... Okay, yeah. Okay, so actually white will be able to win this a pawn. Yeah. Black does only have 9 minutes though versus 52. So maybe Melania will get her first win. That would be great. That would be really good. So king takes and black played rook f5. Okay, so rook a7 was played. Now white is a pawn up. White is a pawn up, but black's... Wait! d4? Now this king and pawn endgame has to be winning. d4? Now you can just play a4 and start pushing this pawn down the board. If you take en passant, now you've got a pass pawn. Oh my goodness! Melania might get her first... No! She didn't! She didn't take the rook! She didn't take the rook! She has 52 minutes and she didn't take the rook! No! 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 Oh, heartbreaking! She played this instantly. She didn't take the rook. I think she just missed that this opens up the diagonal. The line to the rook. Okay, well, it would have been nice to see that king and pawn endgame. Rook b5. Okay, now we've got to get our rook active somehow. So, get that rook behind. a3 was played. Okay. I am curious. Wait, what predictions did I give? I really want to predict this game, but I won't be able. The knight endgame ended in a draw. Ooh! The knight endgame ended in a draw. Okay, draw is... The results have been updated, so I can predict on the rook endgame. Whoever voted for a draw, even though white is 2 pawns up, so I don't know how they decided. But anyway, the results are up. Draw. And now we have, let's do prediction. Waterfall. Waterfall gets 9.4k. Lucky Charms. Let me just do a prediction on this rook endgame. Rook endgame extravaganza. Draw. White. I'll also put a black win because why not? So, do we think... Should never have listened to Mersey. Well, we never know if the transmission has gone bad, but I'm surprised white took the draw because white is 2 pawns up. So I would have liked to see maybe a push here. Okay, get predicting on this rook endgame, please. Predict. Do we think white will win? White missed an easy win here by exchanging rooks. White played a3. Black took, king takes, and now black played king d5. So we have another chance to exchange rooks with b4. Black's only chance. If black exchange rooks, they will lose the king and pawn endgame. The speed they're moving at could be over before the prediction. Yeah, that's what happens every time. Every time I put a prediction, someone makes a decisive move, and then It just goes out the window. So, draw white to win or black to win. We've got 10 points on white to win. Do we think white is going to be able to win this after the miss from earlier? She's playing very quickly. Rook c4 was played. And black played rook b6. Okay. So, draw white or black to win. Why is no one predicting a draw? I'm surprised no one is predicting a draw. I definitely recommend that you guys predict a draw. Who am I to refuse Mercy's advice? Okay, we've got 17-17 for a draw. Rook b4 was played, attempting to trade rooks, so she missed the rook trade earlier and now she wants to get it back. Black played rook c6, rook b5 check, king e4. King e4. And the pawn is gone! Rook takes c2. Rook b4 is a blunder. Double question mark. Black took. Maybe black will win this game. No one predicted a black win. No one predicted a black win. The prediction is being there's still maybe 1 minute. There's still 1 minute. 1,717 points are in for a draw. 17 points are in for a white win. And there is no one is predicting a black win. Oh no, this is no. What? You're playing way too quickly, Melania. You're confident in a black win. It won't let you do it. No! Refresh. I think you've got like 20 seconds. Wait a second. Is rook c4 okay here? This is rook c4 is a mistake. Rook c4 is a mistake. Black wins this pawn race. No. Rook c4 is a blunder. No. Oh, this turn. See, every time I make a prediction, it just. And black took the pawn. Oh no, Melania could have got a really nice point here. So 17. At least you won't lose any points. No, I'm so sad. I'm so sad for Melania. That's so sad. Don't celebrate. Well, she took it. This is definitely losing. I think. Well. Black has this under control now. Oh no! No one predicted black to win. I think black knows what they're doing. What? King d4! No! King d4! You're joking! You're joking me! King d4! This is a joke! You're not serious! King e3 just wins on the spot. You cannot stop the pawn. But black plays king d4. King c1, now it's a draw. No! Oh my god, no way! No way! don't believe it. Well, if king c3, white will win. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this. Okay, king c5, king d2, this is a draw now. Oh, well, okay, I'm happy white got at least a draw. I think the game ultimately should have been a draw, but that's insane. No, this is not good. This is why I need a heart rate monitor. Okay, king d2, please tell me you know your endgames. King d1. Okay, so far, the Romanian School of Chess. This is the first thing that you learn in the Romanian School of Chess. This is the first thing that I learned. How to draw king and pawn versus pawn. And then I learned rook checkmate. So, let's see. King d1. Does white know the technique? Opposition 1 square in front of the pawn, 2 squares in front of the pawn. I can imagine it's nerve-wracking and fun at the same time to get this over the board if you know it. But if you don't know it, then stress. Okay, so now black is thinking. But I'm not sure if this is the time to think. Okay, king d4. King d2, please. King d2 is the only way to hold. Anything else is losing. Okay, king d2 is played. Gotta play king d1. Okay, king d1 is played. I think white knows her stuff. Yeah, she's playing quickly. Master of the well. If this was going, okay, here we go, and now we've got a draw. King d3 stalemate. Oh my goodness. Hello, Chess Dexter. And okay, her opponent decided, Marcel decided to play king f2, but now you can just win the pawn. Okay, and we've got a draw. Oh no, poor Melania, Marcel as well. No, I cannot believe this. King e3 was so important here. You just need to count the squares and you'll get it. But in the end, it's a draw. Oh dear, yeah. Heartbreaking game, but I think a draw is a fair-ish result. So, there you go, 17. It was good of you to follow my advice. You got your points back that you lost in the previous prediction. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, the girls under 9s are finished. There's still one game. Another Rook Endgame extravaganza! Are we ready? Is our heart up to this? Show? You got 10 points. Okay. Black wins, you lock it in. Okay, black is turning. Ooh, white is down to the last 20 seconds. So, another prediction. Okay. I'll do a prediction now. Again, rook endgame extravaganza. Here we go. What do we predict? White is a pawn up, by the way, I will remind you. H4 is coming in, though. But white is down to 42 seconds. So, another rook endgame extravaganza. Predict. Okay, we've got 1,717 points on black to win. We've got 17... Sorry, no, we don't. No one else has predicted white, and no one has predicted a draw. So, one channel charm for a draw. Okay? Confidence. One channel, one little Cheerio of cereal has been predicted for a draw. And ooh, we've got more in black to win. 3,000! An extra 2,000 have been bet into black to win. And like I said, the second I predict, that's when the game becomes decisive. From here, it's actually even. Maybe we can give this check or something. But no, rook f3 is actually a mistake. Now black has won a pawn. So now black has equalized in terms of material, but the king is in trouble. Well, if the rooks are exchanged, is this the win for... I think this is still a draw. No one has confidence in white. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at Ben's game. What has happened? Ben is down to 3 minutes though, which is not great. This was a draw, so I can remove that. Lara's game it's still in the middle game. We haven't actually traded many pieces, only one set of minor pieces. Okay, this one is finished. We've got a mate on the board, a ladder mate. So we can move away from that. Okay, white one. And okay, this one is finished as well. You don't need to take it. Well, if you don't take it, let's say if you play a move like this, then the king can just defend the pawn. So I think you need to take it. And black did take, white took back, and now black should take here. I think they will. You want to play king e4 here, but then you just defend. You don't want to get a pawn? Why is a pawn up? If you don't take that pawn, when are you going to take it? Okay, no one has voted for white to win. Does anyone else want to put in predictions for a draw? Who put in 1 point? Hello, Emma! Shout out to Emma Showtime. Let me know if you're when you're going to stream and I can give you a raid. So there's 2 rounds today. I'll be streaming for a long time and then you're moving, you're going to the garage. Or where are you moving? There's rook c4. Oh, it's not finished. Well, you can help build it. Okay, black is still taking their time, which is good. Rook c1. Let me just open this in another tab. We'll come back to it. I just want to see what other games are still. Okay, so it looks like the girls under 17s, most of the games are in full swing. Although Black's king in this position does not look like he's enjoying himself. And Maria is on 3 out of 3, so actually if she wins this game she'll be on 4 out of 4. Bishop h6 was just played, threatening discovered attack, double check. Okay, maybe you can play king f7 to escape that. But now this is also annoying. Wait, did I go to my... Wait, what do you mean? What did I miscount? Oh, no, okay. Oh, you mean because I said double check. Haha, you're very funny. So, rook d1 was just played, putting pressure on the d pawn. I think white has this under control, but white is down to 1 minute. Although I don't think she's going to have a problem winning this game. So rook g3 was played. We've got rook trades now. White is gonna, capture. And I think we're gonna see king f2 as well. Okay, I think the under 7s are all finished. Under 9s. There's still 1 game being played in under 9s. We've got Shriyan versus FA. Whoa, what is going on here? So, wild position. Black is 2 pawns up, but they both have weak kings. But queen g4 check is threatening. Oh, sorry, there's no mate. The bishop is protecting the mate. False alarm, but you can maybe sacrifice the rook. But queen g6 can just protect against the check anyway. So there isn't any mate. And black is maybe threatening to create some damage over here. Oh, from 3 out of 3 to 4. That's even worse. Okay, so white has given away a pawn. Rook h2 just wins the b2 pawn. But white's time pressure is showing. Instead, I guess we couldn't have maybe saved the pawn. I guess this is a bit too passive, so you don't really want to play that. And you want to stop king e4, so that makes sense. Okay, I think whoever voted... Yeah. You couldn't really do anything about it. Rook h2 picks up another pawn. And now we've got another juicy rook endgame. But we've got more experienced players now, moving up from under 9s to under 11s. Don't think we're going to see as much chaos as the previous game. White is down to 8 seconds. I mean, I would like to see some chaos. I think it would... It would make things a bit more fun. Although, if rook takes b2, then maybe... I guess you have rook b6 to defend, so... You're holding your pawns. Okay, black is thinking, which is good. So here, instead of queen g4, white played rook f3, stopping the queen going to h1. We've got so many nice endgames! I want to look at them all! Well... So here we have in the under 11s Omer versus Adam and knight versus rook, but this pawn is one move away from queening. I'm not so sure about this check. Oh, I guess you can't. Sorry, you can't do anything about it because king c2 you lose the knight. That's unfortunate. So maybe you should have done it now. But I don't think white was ever going to be in time to catch the pawn. So black has won the game. If you play there, you can just sacrifice your rook. You just played me. Yeah, that's no problem. I'll happily take the blame. Okay, now you can just get a queen. Yeah, and that was played. Okay, here we have a bishop endgame. Material is equal, but 2, 4, 5. Yeah, material is equal, but e7 is being threatened. So the beauty of same colored bishop endgames. You cannot stop this. And after c3 check, the king has to move out of the way. Okay, maybe you can take a pawn. And another one. Unfortunately, these are on dark squares, so you're not going to be able to capture these. So I think white is going to win this one. Okay, so this was played. Rook takes b2, rook a4 to defend the a pawn, and rook b6 defending the a pawn also, followed by rook a5. So you think black is going to convert this? Do we trust in Shelley's technique? Hall is getting emptier and emptier. Wait. Oh. Okay, so we've traded off these pieces. Then there's a nice tactic. Rook takes here, and then you can pick up this rook. Okay, black is going for another queen. And I think white resigned. Well done to Omar. Okay, so here c3 was played. White played king c2. And black is in trouble. They cannot stop e7. Ben is down to 3 minutes. Wait, we've got another interesting in-game here. Well, okay, white is just a pawn up, but there are some chances for black if white isn't careful. Oh, the pawn is hanging, sorry. Yeah, they're not in a rush. They're not in a rush at all. Okay, we've got a check and we win the pawn this way. Black has no chances. Bishop a4 and there's check on b3. Nice technique from Jared. You're just a bishop up. In Lara's game, there are only 33 moves being played. Sorry, 33 moves have been played. Okay, so the rook is attacked. You can just move it out of the way, I guess. Oh, but then this really nice square for the knight. So I'm liking white's position here. Although black's king is a little, white's king is a little bit unsafe. Okay, back to this rook endgame. Black played king e6. Maybe wanting to go on the other side. King f4 was played. King e4 is a little bit more active. If this, then you can go back to d3. Okay, you have to protect the pawn, so king d6. And maybe you can trade a pair of pawns, but d4 will be played, I guess. But then king c4. It's gonna be tough for white to hold this because she's down to 42 seconds. She's only playing off of the increment. Okay, rook h2 was found in the game. Very nice. Well done from FA for finding this. You don't really have a choice. You have to take the rook, otherwise you lose a full rook. So hello, go cool. Good to see you. Hello, Chris. Okay, so black is just 3 pawns up. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, yeah. Black is just 3 pawns up. Okay, white can take a pawn back now. But also white's king is more vulnerable. How are the schools? They're good. You missed some exciting stuff. c4 was just played by black. So we're keeping a close eye out on this. Our current predictions are on this game. But there was a crazy game earlier where the endgame wasn't played very accurately. Okay, white rushed to play e4. I guess she doesn't have enough time, but I think king e4 here is the move. And just trying to catch that pawn. d5 doesn't work because you just take it. So e4 here is just in the way of the king. Now c3 is possible. And now the problem is when you catch this pawn, I think, wait, so let's say you try and catch the pawn. Oh, you don't even need to push it with black. Okay, I guess you just allow it to advance a little bit further, but if you go this way, then you can end up capturing it. Yeah, they need to use their kings more, that's true. Thanks for coming in, Goku. Okay. I will check it. I'll check it after the first round. I'll see you later. We've got a few endgames here. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, white is a pawn up here as well. Knight versus bishop. Okay, this bishop is holding these pawns from advancing. So c3 was played. You've got to play king e3. Now, king f4 looks a little bit silly before, but white doesn't have enough time, so I think that's a good enough excuse. Am I using a green screen? No, it's just the NVIDIA driver that takes away the background. Haha, with the green. Yeah, magic. But I can put the background back on. But it looks better without it. Well, what should black do? How can black progress this position? Okay, rook c6. Oh, rook c6, yeah. Rook c6, and you cannot stop the pawn. Okay, well, this seems straightforward. The king cannot get in front of the pawn. You're not in time with anything, so rook c6 is just game over. What? Poor white. Here, you're gonna be in time to catch the pawn. Wait, why was king e4 okay? Because rook here, you're not gonna be in time. Oh, you're in time with the rook. You're just about in time with the rook. But now you're too far behind. So hopefully black finds this. Thank you, Bubu Liang, for the follow. It's not a team, it's an individual competition. I guess school maybe is a bit misleading, but it's an individual tournament. So we're waiting on rook c6. Okay, I was thinking that black is going for perpetual, but I don't think black should be doing that. Rook b6. Oh, queen f7 is being threatened. Ben's game is not so easy. These pawns are very advanced. Yeah, there's a youth championship, which is why this is called the schools championships. Are there any previous winners who went on to big things? Let me check. Okay, I'm gonna check last year's winners. The world schools is a lot stronger than the European schools. I've never played in the European schools. Previous winners. Can't find much information. Well, it's a lot. It's not as strong as World Youth. It's not as big either. What in the world is this position? Yeah, I was thinking I was thinking that too. That it's for youths who don't go to school. Yannick, yes. Let me. Okay, so he's the last game in the under 13s. And he has the white pieces here. Do winners become European champions? Well, they become European school champions. So both players are playing off of the increment. 20 seconds. Both kings look very vulnerable. Black is an exchange. Ooh, okay. So this could be a... Is this a problem? I guess you'll have two rooks for a queen, so I guess it's not so much a problem. Yeah, it's weaker, I guess. There aren't as many players. Cliff Iron, thanks for the follow. Am I playing Havard? I'm not sure what that is. Is it a tournament? Oh, you guys are talking to yourselves. Okay, so now Yannick has to decide whether he's going to play Rook C7 or not. Maybe he can play Queen B2 and attack here. I will say though that in the World Schools Championships, in the one in 2017 that I played in, Nordi Beck did play in it, so he's gone on to do great things. He has an Olympic medal with the Uzbekistan team, so it can be strong. There can be strong players. Although I didn't play. 5th in the world. There you go, Chris. 5th in the world. 5th in the world. But the World Schools is a lot stronger than the European schools. And he was playing under 15s in that one. Yeah, of course World Youth is stacked. Definitely World Youth is much stronger. But just put it out there that the World Schools is also not stacked. And I'm not even sure if he won the event. I've got to get the results up. So, okay, so Yannick did play Rook C7. And he has got into this endgame. I'm not sure if this was the best decision because these rooks can start being quite active and now there are no more checks. Okay. Now black has to make a decision. Well, I guess he doesn't have an option. He's going to lose this pawn anyway. Oh, he moved his rook back. Yeah, okay, I guess this is a safe move. Thanks, Loss. Okay, this is a difficult endgame because I think maybe I would say that black is slightly better, but this queen is quite nicely placed here. But if the rooks start checking on this open file, I think black will have to end up letting go of this e6 pawn. Rook f8. Okay, he wants to push f4. That makes sense. So king f4 needs to stop that pawn. Okay, if you stop this pawn, then it's not really such a problem for white. Okay, the moves are coming. King f4 was played, and black played king a7. Okay, maybe black is also afraid in this position. But I'll just say that here, let's say the king went. Okay, if you do give up this pawn, yeah, I don't think there's anything. Oh, I guess the king can just take. Yeah, so I guess it's scary for both. Okay, so Yannick just played queen c7. I mean, I don't think it's a blunder. I don't know why there's a question mark there. Okay, maybe he wants to play c4. Wait, which is this game? Oh. Okay, so the rook Wait! Okay. I guess there's queen d4. I think white missed queen d4. Oh, now e4. Sorry, e5. e5 is a lucky save. Otherwise, white could have won this game! Rook takes h7, that's a very... Oh, I guess... Yeah, okay, the check was just missed. I mean, sorry, there's e5 as well, so the check wouldn't have mattered. So, well done to FA, who has won this game. In this... Okay, so the predictions are up. Black has won this game. Yeah, rook c6 was found. So, nice find from Black, and the pawn cannot be stopped. Okay, well done, 17. You predicted correctly. You predicted correctly. Shelley was able to get the point there. Okay, let me give out the prediction points, and now we can predict another game. Oh, no one else predicted. No one else predicted. So let me do another prediction in Yannick's game here. We can predict Yannick versus USAT. Okay, and I'll have this up for 2 minutes. So, hello Johnny O, or John Cito. They got 11 lucky turns split between them. White King F3, it's not a bad move. The engine just doesn't like... Also, the engine on chess.com on the events page isn't very strong, so just take that with... don't take that. I'll actually take it off, maybe. Let me just take off the... How do I take it off? Okay. It's off now, so I don't think King F3 is a bad move. Because we're just going to get into... Okay, we have 1,180 points on a draw. This is the position right now. King F3 is going to be played. Get predicting. Lara's game. Lara won! Excellent! Okay, Lara got the win. This game was... It seemed like it was going on and there wasn't any progress. So after knight d4, the rook was attacked and her opponent moved her queen back. So Lara just got an exchange and then had... Okay, then she just ended up taking a lot of pieces, and now there's a nice checkmate coming if, or yeah, he can't really stop the attack. Well done. Okay, so Lara is on 3 out of 4. She's still got chances to win the game. To win the tournament. Ben's game. What's going on in Ben's game? So, I guess I have to take away the question marks and exclams on each game. I can't do it all together, but just ignore. Oh, okay. Well, I'll just say that here after bishop takes, then maybe the rook is a little bit more active for white. But this is definitely not clear because... Oh, sorry, the main thing is that you have rook b7. Wait, what if you play rook b7 now? Yeah, the main thing is that you have rook b7, so that's why it's so strong for white. White ended up playing back. There's still a bishop takes here, and now it's even more clear because I guess there's but after rook c7 now you can just take the rook and then you win this endgame, don't you? I think you win the endgame. So bishop d7, bishop takes d5 is still there. Oh my goodness. Okay, eventually it was played. No, it's not so weak. It just always bounces from, it will say +7 and then you make that move and then they will say like, oh, it's only +1. It's just not very... it doesn't have a high depth. Okay, so... King c5 was played. I would also like to do a prediction here. Looks like white has an easier time, but black can just play rook to a2 and hold the pawn there. Yeah, but it has I think it has the highest. I think it just... okay, let's see what happened in Yannick's game. Okay, we've repeated the position a bit. I think both players are scared to come... Well, I mean, I think Yannick is playing really well, but black is too scared to go for some attack. Okay, this game is finished. So Ben played rook a2. Lara's finished. Let me see what other games are still being played. So girls under 9s are finished. Girls under 10. Sorry, under 11 I meant. Okay, so Yannick is the only one under 13s. We've got another game under 15s. And we've got one game under 17. So there's still 3 games still going on. Yannick Harry versus Egehan. And Ben versus Mirak. Okay, what happened here? Rook a2. The rook moved out of the way, the pawn pushed, and now the king moved out of the way. Okay, so we've got another interesting endgame. Equal material, but the a7 pawn is one move away from queening. Oh! So it wasn't a brilliant move after all. Okay, so progress in Yannick's game after king g8, king b8, queen moved back, and now, well, once the queen is not attacking on e6, now the rooks have gained mobility, but I guess you can't really stop it anyway because rook is coming into c6. Oh, very nice move. Okay, pinning the rook. And back attacking on e6. Yannick is playing really well. Okay, now the pawn is attacked. So you have to defend it. But at least now the rooks cannot double. But once the queen defends, then this rook can become active. Okay, queen b4 is on the board. I mean, it's actually interesting in this game because black's pawn is also quite far advanced, even though white is up in material. Doesn't look so easy for white either. Okay, in Ben's game, his king managed to get close to the pawn. Now you can just take if you want to trade pawns, I guess. Or you can play king c5 back and hold on. Okay, I'll see you later. Okay, so after queen b4, rook c6 was played, king g5, king moves. Okay, maybe this will end in a draw. King f6. Ambitious king move, but I'm getting a bit worried now. This pawn can start pushing. I think you needed to keep your king behind this pawn. f4. How are you gonna stop the pawn? I'm not so sure about this idea with king f6. Okay, f4 was played. King f7, okay, attacking this rook. The rook can just move out of the way. Or this way. Wait, what would have happened if this? I think this is also okay. I guess now the king is attacking on e6, so you can't take on c3. But rook from c went to c8. I guess now you have rook f8, so this is maybe even better. And I think keeping the king behind the pawn was the way to go. Okay, the queen is coming to the rescue. So the pawn is gone. Okay, Ben decided not to take the pawn on a7. He decided to hold on, and maybe he will push for a win. Well, he's trying. Otherwise, he could have easily got a draw. Well, I don't know if it's easily, but here... Wait. This would make a lot more sense if you wanted to get a draw. And then you can push. But if you're gonna hold on to your pawns, then it seems like maybe you want to go for a win with black. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, b4. You can't protect this pawn now, so I don't know. I think Ben could get in trouble here. I'm not so sure about his decision. I mean, he can try. Well, okay, this is a little bit scary, actually. So maybe there are some winning chances. Maybe there are winning chances. Why don't he has 5 seconds? Okay, white played king d4. He didn't take the pawn. White did not take the pawn. White is afraid. Good to not take. It's not relevant. Well, I mean, it might give you an extra chance here. Okay, sure. Okay, Ben played rook a5. Defending the pawn. Okay, let's have a look at... Well, this is just a draw, I guess. Rook and knight versus rook. And what happened in Yannick's game? Wait a second! So, okay, the pawn started pushing down the board. You can't really stop it. And you cannot take it because of rook f8. Okay. Desperate chance try to promote. But black has much too much material. Well, I guess his mistake was just going around with the king. You should just keep the king on f4, but it's not an easy position. So here, I guess you're kind of running out of moves. Hard luck to Yannick. Well, I think it all stemmed from going for this trade in the first place, rook c7. I don't think he should allow this trade. Maybe just because his pieces are very nicely placed here. The bishop, rook, and queen are working really nicely together. And if you give away your two most powerful pieces, rook and bishop are even nicer than this queen. So, I don't know if anyone predicted correctly. Okay, so there's only... Oh, someone predicted white to win. Okay, no one predicted black to win. So no one gets any points. Black to win. There we go. So let's focus on Ben's game. I think this is the last game. I guess this is still going on, but I don't think white is going to get a win. Okay, so we can concentrate on this. What happened so far? b4, king moved, Ben defended the pawn, white pushed a pawn, and now we're just maneuvering our kings around. So, I'll do one last prediction on Ben's game. Rook in game extravaganza again, and I'll put it on for 2 minutes. So, what do we think? Will Ben get a win? Will it be a draw? Or will white win? Sorry, Ben... Oh, sorry, no, Ben is black. Wait, say that again. If black takes, he loses his rook, so why would he take on a7? Okay, rook b5, interesting. But now you can... Okay, now you can trade here. And now this pawn is scarier than the e pawn. Nice try and get a queen. Okay, so Ben took the pawn on a7. King takes is a bit more accurate just so you can have your king closer to this pawn. Oh, we've got 640 points on black to win. 17 points on the draw. Very little points on the line here. I can't remember the exact position. But let me see if I can. You mean in Yannick's game? I don't think you mean in Yannick's game though. To win, but e4 the problem is that white will sack here, black will sack this pawn, and white's king is closer to the G pawn, so it's gonna end up white is winning, I think. I don't think anyone predicted white to win. White is winning. Here, rook a6 cutting off the king was maybe the move, but I don't know about that. I think this and rook b5. And it's a bit well, this is a complicated endgame. Ben is gonna lose this game now. Yeah. Oh my goodness! That's so tough. Poor Ben, and he's gonna have to play another game now in the evening. And now this is even worse because after you promote, there's queen b8 check. No! Oh no! That's heartbreaking. He had a draw at any point earlier. He was the one pushing for a win and he ended up just pushing too much. So I'm not even sure what he should have done because it's not clear. Maybe this way, rook f7. Sorry, that's just a free rook. I'm not even sure. Yeah, Ben lost. Oh, hard luck. No, that's so sad. That's so sad. That was a very important game for him. He really needed that winner draw because now with 2 out of 4, he's quite behind. It's gonna be hard to catch up. This was a really important game for both Ben and Yannick. So this was round 4. There are another... That's it for this round. There's another round in 1 hour. Next game is in 1 hour, so I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break for an hour. Less than an hour. The next round is in 48 minutes. So let me just complete the predictions. No one predicted that White was gonna win this game. So, wait, did anyone predict White? Maybe there was a winner. Was there? Oh yeah, nobody predicted. Okay, Limerick Leprechaun. Oh, that's tough. Okay, well, while we wait, we can have a viewer arena if you guys want to play some games. I'll just have a poll here because I'm not sure if anyone actually wants to play some games. But... let me know if you want to have a viewer arena. I'm not playing Joy for an hour. I'm gonna go and get something to eat. But let me know if you guys want a viewer arena while we wait. Okay, I don't think anyone wants to. Okay, so I'm going to put on the break screen. The next round is starting in 45 minutes. Round 5. So... wait, what's 45 minutes in seconds? 2,700. Hey lovely tourist, I'm just going to take a break. So I'll be back everyone in 45 minutes. The next round will be starting soon. Well, not that soon, but in 45 minutes. And go get something to eat. And best of luck to all the players in the next round. Shake off those losses or the mistakes and be ready to start another day, another round. So, see you in a bit.